Hello everybody, this is the Rabid Hedgehog and this is my first gear review. I'm going to do the Bell Qualifier DLX helmet. This helmet has been around for a couple of years now. It came out originally in 2014 based on the slightly less expensive Qualifier helmet. Biggest difference on the Qualifier DLX is this sun visor here. That's the transitions lens versus just a standard clear lens basically. Overall, this helmet is polycarbonate on the outside, weighs roughly 3.3 pounds, good shape to it, has a lot of airflow in it, has two diffusers here, and one here as well. And then it has intake here, brow intake, and then also your mouth intake as well. So it's got good airflow all around. This helmet is built with a spot for your Sena SMH10 or Scalar Rider Q1, Q2. You do have to get the adapter plates to go inside the helmet though, that way they can connect. That little adapter plate is actually this right here that allows the connections on the back here to actually go into it. It does have integrated speaker pockets in it as well, that way you can go ahead and mount the round speakers and stuff like that that your Sena or Scala has. This helmet is a pretty decent helmet. It starts at $250. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do this out of a 5-star rating basically. First I'm going to start with this visor itself, since that's the special part of this helmet. The transitions visor here is actually a very good visor. I'm going to put a couple pictures of the before and after transition. It takes 2 full minutes roughly for it to get to the darkest state once you walk outside if it's a bright sunny day. So it gets progressively better. So when you first start riding it's a little bit bad, but it actually does pretty good against the sun except for a straight shot basically. But this visor has very good clarity. You can see out of it just fine at night. You can see out of it during the day. It's actually fairly scratch resistant, at least from my experience. Some of the things have been hit, rocks and stuff like that. Haven't really put any damage to it just yet, which is good. I've had this helmet for about 7 months now, so going through all those things, I've noticed that there's rock chips and stuff in the paint on it, but nothing on the visor, and it's all around, and I know I've been hit a few times too. But that visor is very good. I give this a 5 out of 5. The only thing that's going to kill you is that if you do damage it, it is about $150 for this visor alone. That's why the package is great, because this costs as much as a Qualifier by itself. This costs, basically about $50 less than if you bought the Qualifier than this. So that's why they did it this way. And then on the inside here, it's actually got very good, comfortable cheek pads and also crown as well. Very comfortable lining. Moisture wicking technology does keep you cool. Airflow through it is awesome. It does take it through and things like that just fine. It diffuses perfectly. It's a great summer helmet. Terrible winter helmet though. So I'm going to give the helmet basically, because the big thing is like the quality, unfortunately, of the snaps and stuff, because there was a chin curtain that comes with it, and one of these little tabs that it plugs into inside here got really loose, and now it doesn't hold it anymore. In fact, it fell out. I managed to catch it as it was leaving and stuff it in my pocket, but it doesn't stay in there anymore. So give that a 3-star, unfortunately, because it allows way too much air to go through. It's a very loud helmet. Really, even with the chin curtain when it was working and in there, this is still an extremely loud helmet. Part of the reason is because of the dock port here. I actually added some foam in the back plate here that I got from a place. It's just like this polyurethane foam, and I just stuck it back in there, and it actually works pretty decently, but it's still really loud. It's louder than my HJC modular was, and that's pretty sad for just a full face helmet to be louder than that. But I mean, like I said, you get a good airflow out of it, and at least keeps you cool in the summer. And that's a good part of it, so 3 out of 5 on that. The next thing is that the features of the helmet, like the fact that you can connect your Bluetooth and stuff to it just with a couple of adapter plates. They're about $40 a piece for those. And then of course the integrated pockets and things like that. This is going to get a 3-star as well. Well, let's do a 4-star. Because, I mean, that's pretty good. Everything fits in there just fine. It doesn't affect you or the riding. The reason why I'm not going to give it perfect is because it only comes with a boom microphone like this whenever you have that, instead of one that you can stuff in the cheek pad to get a little bit less air noise. And this thing is very loud. Everybody that I talk to, intercom or Bluetooth or anything, that hears my voice over this thing says that there is a lot of wind noise on it. So, and that was with a bike with a windshield, with a bike without a windshield. It didn't matter. There's just a lot of wind noise because the microphone can't get hidden enough because of where the opening is for the vent up front. If you have it open, air just goes straight into the microphone. You close it, it goes straight up and into the microphone still from the bottom half. So it doesn't matter. It's either do you want windy or windier. So I guess because it's a feature part of it, 4-star. If it would have been a perfect 5-star had they offered where you could do the cheek pad one, which is actually what my microphone is for my videos. That's right there. It's stuffed up in the cheek pad, and that's why it does still get some wind noise because this is an airy helmet, but it doesn't get near as bad as my Bluetooth does. That's the honest truth. And like I said, the liner is fully removable. You can pull it out. It's real easy to get out, throw in the washer and things like that. So that's really good on that. Great helmet all day long for comfort. So I'm going to give it a 4 to 5 stars for comfort in general, because the shape of it provides good balance. You don't get whipped around when you're getting the heavy winds and things like that. It doesn't pull you from side to side. It does really well on that. So at least the shape and everything of the helmet does help on that aspect and things like that. So overall, this helmet to me is going to get a 3.75 star, just because it's a good helmet for the price. It definitely needs some work. I wish it was quieter, especially since the fact that it was louder than a stupid modular. And then, some things like this up here too. And this is another thing, it's a quality issue. I'll show you. That right there, the reason why it's kind of awkward is that's Gorilla Glue holding that down. Within the first month, for some reason that loosened up and just rattled like crap. And at first I thought it was just this, that it controls the vent. It wasn't, it's the whole thing it's attached to. So that's why it's a 3.75. It's just a little bit of quality issue, too airy, but still a good helmet for a first helmet because it is a good introductory price at $250. You do get a good sunshade with it. Luckily this sunshade can be transferred to some other models of the Bell, so you may end up getting this helmet. If you ever decide to get rid of it, you still could be able to keep this. I think the Vortex uses the same one, and that was a good helmet. I actually like the Vortex more than this, and that was a cheaper helmet overall because it was $110, I think is what I got it for. I think it was on clearance, but still, much cheaper helmet, but a much better helmet. And I thought, well, if that one was good, this one would be better because the price, well, sadly wasn't. But anyway, this is the Rabid Hedgehog, and I did actually do something recently. I actually turned on fan funding, so somewhere up in these corners somewhere will be a card that says support my reviews. And if you guys do like what I'm doing and you want to see me do more, and you do, if you do want to support or anything like that, or throw in anything you can just go ahead and click that button. Anything will help because I do, go all over the place. I've been all the way out to Phoenix to do rides. I've been, all around Oklahoma as best I can to do some. Also, I do want to purchase new gear and stuff like that for your reviewing pleasure. That way I can go over some of these. Some of the next helmets I want to do is like the Shark Raw, the Bell Rogue, some of those ones that are like that where they're a couple of pieces, like the Bell, or that Shark Raw has that goggle piece plus the big breather piece and stuff like that. Looks cool. The Bell Rogue is also one that's got the big chin piece that clips in there and stuff like that. So there's a very similar helmets. I'd like to compare those, but I just obviously can't get the funds fast enough to do that by myself. So if you guys are willing, then we can definitely get some more reviews done like that. And it will only be motorcycle gear and motovlogging gear. So right now I use the Sony AS100Vs. I'll do a review on that camera specifically here pretty soon. And then also, eventually if, the fan funding goes very well, then I'll go ahead and buy like a GoPro and then a Drift and stuff like that and go down the line and review the cameras as well. That way, I can get a very comprehensive channel going on here and do more for you guys. Once again, have a great day. Keep the shiny side up.